Hi there. So I'm going to talk today about how to create focus and motivation. We're into the 4th week of lockdown, and I'm noticing that a lot of people have kind of adapted really quickly. We've all adapted. The first week was a real shock to the system, and we were getting sort of setting new routines and how we work, how we manage our family lives in among that. And now we're kind of in a new normal for now. But a lot of people, myself included, and my clients are really reporting a sense of, or questions around, how do I maintain my focus and motivation? So I'm going to do a few videos because there's quite a few sort of hints and tips around this topic. So today I wanted to talk about two things. One is your mindset and orientation when you're setting your expectations, if you like, for how you should be able to focus and motivate yourself. And the other is just a tool to check in with yourself on how you are creating that focus and motivation. So the first one around mindset of how focused and motivated you should, in inverted commas, be. It's interesting to read research around office productivity. There's a few research pieces, decent sized sample sizes as well, I'll put the links in the comments below, that support when we are in an office environment, we're only actually effective and productive for between 3.5 and 4.5 hours. Now, if you put that in the context of a day working from home, if your expectation is that you should be able to focus for your whole working day, then you're almost setting yourself up for failure immediately, simply based on the human condition. We are not designed to hold attention for a very deep amount of time. One theory suggests that we can only concentrate deeply for 20 minutes at a time, and there's one time management technique, the Pomodoro technique, that builds on that. So being aware of what your expectations are and where they're coming from is a good place to start. And if you can accept that focus and motivation isn't necessarily something that has an off switch and an on switch, think of it more like a dimmer switch. So when you are wanting to be able to focus on something, rather than say kind of criticize yourself and say, I'm not feeling motivated right now, reframe your question and say, so on a dimmer switch, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated am I feeling right now? 10 being I'm uber motivated, 0 being I have no motivation. So that's this kind of mindset as a starting point. And then the next thing is how to actually create some motivation. So wherever you've set yourself as a start point on that dimmer switch, the next thing to sort of check in with is the recognition of what you actually have control over in any one moment. So just ask yourself that question right now. What's the only thing that you actually have any control over in this whole crazy complex world that we live in? The answer is that the only thing you have any actual control over is yourself, your actions, your thoughts, your behaviours. And even that's pretty hard sometimes. We all know that moment of when we've lost control and eaten a whole box of chocolates over Easter. That wasn't me at all. So if you can accept that the only thing you have control over is yourself, then you can look at what is it that's drawing you away from the thing you are wanting to focus your attention on and be motivated about. And if you draw some concentric circles, so put yourself in the middle, and then another circle, and then another circle, plot down on that circle, just write down where your thoughts are coming from. So for example, the second circle is, so the inner circle is you, the second circle are things that you can influence, but you can't actually control the outcome. And the outside circle are things that you can't even influence. So things you have no potential of having any influence over at all. So in relation to the thing that you are trying to focus on or create some motivation around, what are your thoughts? Where do they fall in that circle? Are they things that are completely outside your control? So are you being distracted by the news, what's happening in the world? Maybe there's something very local, very close to home that you're focusing in on, but is still outside your control. In relation to the thing you're wanting to focus on, where is your attention going? So plot that. You can either write what you're thinking or just do little dots to represent where your thinking is. And any of your distractions that are in that outside circle, reduce your attention on those things, because wherever we put our attention is where our focus goes. And the goal of this exercise is to bring your attention to the centre of that circle, which is your own behaviour, to then help you maybe just take 1, 2, 3 more steps towards the thing, to help you dial up that motivation on your dimmer switch a bit more, so that you're in a position to start whatever it is, to get back to whatever it is if you've taken a break, or to finish whatever it is. The only thing you have control over in terms of your focus and motivation are your own thoughts and your behaviour. So reduce your attention on things that are outside your influence and control, and come back to things that you can influence and control, and take the first, second, third step, whatever it is, towards the thing you're trying to focus on. So that will probably do for today. I'll come back soon with some more tips on how to create focus and motivation. I'll see you soon.